Thank you so much for inviting me today. And first of all, congratulations to INTRAC for 30 years of transforming people and organizations. What a great achievement. And as Rick said, I was one of the first cohort of INTRAC OD trainees in Malawi. This training and practice, which happened 25 years ago, transformed me as a person and as a practitioner. For me, Rick has been an OD guru, and I've sought wisdom from him in my practice throughout my career. I've used this OD approach in all my subsequent work with organizations such as Tier Fund and the Natural Resource Governance Institute, where the common thread in my portfolios has been the capacity strengthening of local civil society organizations in various sectors across Africa, South Asia and the Asia Pacific, Latin America and Eurasia. I'm now the Director of Programs and Partnerships at All We Can, a medium-sized UK NGO whose vision is to see every person's potential fulfilled. We focus on serving the world's most marginalized communities, and we're rooted in the Christian faith. All We Can works through partnership alongside our global neighbors most impacted by disasters, poverty and injustice to enable flourishing and resilient communities. In 2014, we engaged Rick at INTRAC to help us think through how we could do development differently, putting partners and crucially partnership at the very heart of all that we do. 7 years later, we can proudly say that we are led by the priorities and development agendas of our partners and the communities that they serve. We work to help partners to fulfill their mission. So that means that our partnerships are based on relationship, not projects. We don't have a sector focus, but are led by the needs that partners identify in their communities. We provide flexible and unrestricted funding to cover both partner programs as well as the organization development. We commit to these partnerships for up to 15 years and aim to leave partners resilient and in a stronger place than when we find them. We recognize that when we start a partnership, the organization has already been on a journey, and we aim to make a net positive contribution as a partner and a critical friend for part of their journey, realizing that when we do exit, these organizations must then continue to meet the development needs of their own communities for many more decades to come. So for All We Can, partnerships begin with an exploration phase where we get to know one another with our partners and ensure that there's congruence in vision and values. This is followed up by a comprehensive facilitated organization assessment for partners to identify their own gaps and their OD priorities, which leads to the development of an OD plan, which All We Can then supports. We don't tend to be involved in the OA processes because we want partners to be as honest with themselves as possible. So we work with a network of trusted OD consultants in our priority countries. As Rick said, sometimes finding the right consultants has been a real challenge. Our MOU then with our partners begins with their strategies, not projects, and the grants that we then provide are based on annual operations plans that stem from these strategies. There's an equal emphasis on OD as there is on programs. And in some years, we found that partners spend more on their OD and their organizational sustainability activities than on community projects. Because for us at All We Can, capacity development is an end in itself and not just a means to an end. We are grateful that we can work in this way because the majority of our funding is also unrestricted from churches, individuals, trusts, and foundations. And so we can actually chart a different path. So we're continuing to deepen our partnership and OD approach. And annually, we measure the health of partnership with our partners through anonymous partner surveys and through partner workshops where we use a tool that we have developed jointly. It has indicators that partners identified as characteristics of a healthy partnership, and we score one another on how we're doing. The value is in the rich conversations that ensue and the commitments made to change and be better partners, rather than the scores themselves. And this helps us, it helps to keep us humble, honest, learning, and growing. All We Can merged with YCare International last year, and we're exploring how these approaches can be embraced across this side of our combined movement as well. So we're continuing to change internally. becoming facilitators, enablers, and catalysts for change for others, and positioning ourselves to be in the forefront of the decolonizing aid, shift to the power, and locally led development agendas here in the UK.